Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome back to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. This past Sunday, the 49ers were able to do something they haven't done in 40 years. Win a game in Cleveland. It was a strong and efficient game from Brock Purdy against maybe the best defense in the league. On the other side, the defense held a struggling Cleveland team to just 8 points, and special teams came up with a number of big plays in the game. Overall, it was a great win to launch the team into the bye week on a 3-game winning streak, be at 9-4, and there's a real possibility that going into the final 3 games of the season, the top 3 teams in the NFC West could all be 10-4. So let's jump to the film and see how the 49ers were able to handedly come out of Ohio with a win. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. The 49ers were really sparked to a start from a great play on special teams with a huge return by Sky Moore. Siran Neal has been, in my opinion, the 49ers' special teams player of the year. He's been phenomenal on special teams and does a great job maintaining a block, but also not getting a block in the back. Then it's the role player guys making key blocks. Isaac Arendo, Darrell Luter, Nick Martin, Robert Beal, and Sky Moore hits the crease for a big gain. Then Brock converts the first of a number of big third downs in the game. I'd like to give Brock a little bit more credit here, but there was a rare bust by the Browns defense when coming with a full-on blitz, where 2 guys take George Kittle and no one takes McCaffrey. Next, I'll talk about 2 of the 3 touchdowns back to back. The challenge when playing a guy like Myles Garrett is how do you block such a premier player down deep in the red zone? Shanahan's answer? You don't. We're going with a zone read, which is an inside zone with a quarterback read on Myles Garrett, and Kittle will loop out to block the corner in case Purdy keeps it. Garrett stems a little outside with a movement from Kittle, and so Purdy hands it off, and we get McCaffrey in for a touchdown behind the double team blocks. So later in the game, we're in the same situation. Like before, we have 3 eligibles to one side. This time it's Jennings to the single side, and we'll once again go with the zone read and leave Garrett unblocked. He dives on McCaffrey, so this time Purdy pulls it and he's in for the touchdown and the Dougie. Then on defense, we get a huge 4th down stop to force a turnover on downs, and this is so good across the entire front. The Browns bring in a big offensive lineman as an extra tight end. First, Kalia Davis absolutely makes the right tackle whiff and stuffs the extra lineman. CJ West is getting pinched down on by the guard, center, and guard, and holds up real well at the nose. Jordan Elliott, when he sees the pinch block, collapses down and gets in on the tackle. And Malik Mustafa plays this just like a linebacker. He reads the play and fills with physicality and makes the tackle. Back on defense again, we got a big sack on Shedeur Sanders after Kyle Shanahan bet on the defense, accepting a penalty on a 3rd down try to give the Browns another chance for a 1st down. So it's not a bad design by Stefanski. He's going to run a spacing concept underneath, paired with a clearing route and a high crossing route. The idea is to clear out the deep, then draw the underneath with the spacing concept, and hit Judy on the high crosser. We're in cover 4 and Mustafa does a good job initially, but this is a tough matchup, and Sanders, if he had time, would have had a chance for the first down. But Saleh and Kasurik have been getting creative with the front, so we're going to feign a twist in the middle with Keon White and Kalia Davis. The idea is to draw Bitonio to square up to the twist to pick up White, but get him to leave his side exposed to Cleveland Farrell, who times this out so well to wait for the twist, then attacks Bitonio's side, blows him up, and now they get the tackle in a 2-on-1 situation, and it ends in a sack. Then, after the Browns were able to get what would be their only scoring drive of the day, with less than 40 seconds left, Brock was able to lead the team on a drive to retake the lead. The team has only trailed for a grand total of 37 seconds over the past 3 games. One thing Brock did really well in this game was throw the ball away. On second down, chaotic pocket, he was able to get rid of the ball out of bounds to live to play another down. And this sets up third down, and we're going to have Pearsall on what's called a drift away. It's a 6-step in route that will break back outside. This is a nice route by Ricky, and Brock has done this each of the last 3 weeks. He's so good at keeping his eyes down the middle of the field, hold the middle safety, and then makes a dime of a throw to Ricky for the first down that gets the drive going. Next, we get a big 32-yard play to Kittle. We're running what Kyle calls Spartan. We'll motion Ricky out as a coverage clue. He'll be on a short curl route and have Kittle on a Spartan route or a slot fade. When Ricky goes in motion, you see the corner travel and it reveals man coverage. With the single safety, Purdy knows he wants Kittle on the Spartan route, so at the snap, he'll look off the deep safety. Then with the throw, he leads Kittle away from the middle safety, and Kittle makes a big time catch for the huge gain that ends up netting the 49ers 3 points and gets them back a lead that they never give up. Since it's halftime, I want to take a quick break to thank all the members of JFA49.com. Your direct support makes videos just like this possible. We added 2 new members last week, and thank you so much. As many of you know, the way the NFL has tried to combat people just posting raw coaches film footage has made it nearly impossible to monetize videos just like this. Content like this is considered fair use, but the dispute process means that the NFL gets the ad revenue for a while. That's where your direct support comes in. We need another 50 members to offset what has been lost. If you'd like to support the channel in any way, we'll have links for that below. So thank you, and back to the film. Back on defense, we're able to get off the field. Keon White has been a real nice addition via the trade market from the Patriots, and this is a nasty bull rush to a long arm move to beat a 6-time Pro Bowl left guard, Joel Bitonio, for pressure on Sanders and forced an underneath throw into coverage. Back on offense, Myles Garrett was able to come away from the game with a sack, but the man had been on an absolute tear this past month, and he didn't have more because Brock was so efficient in the game. Here's a really good example. So we're running a play that's called Chevy Over Flag. Chevy Over is a Chevy concept that's a choice out, paired with a Chevy route, and McCaffrey on an over route. That's reads 1, 2, 3 on the play. Then we have a flag concept with a corner route paired with a drag China. Purdy takes the snap, 1 to 2 is taken away, he moves over McCaffrey, and they've got that covered well, moves to the flag, and he hits Juice as the 5th read on the play to get the ball out as he's being hit. This is really high-level quarterback play. It doesn't seem like much because it's a short gain, but this is only not a sack and a gain because Brock works through the progression so quickly. Then on another third down, the Browns again show man pre-snap, and we're running one of our staple man beaters, the choice concept. It's a corner route paired with a choice route. The idea is to use the corner route as interference so the receiver and quarterback must read it out the same. Whichever side of the interference the defender works on, the route will break the opposite way. Just a nice, sharp pass into a tight window by Purdy to keep the drive going, keep the Browns offense off the field, and help the field position game. Back on defense, we have another real strong third down that sets up a turnover on 4th down. The Browns are trying to run a wide zone, and this front is really coming together. First, Keon White does a great job of setting the edge. Then when you set a strong edge, your interior guys have to be able to maintain the line of scrimmage as they're moving laterally down the line. and CJ West and Alfred Collins both do a great job of holding the point and stopping the run short of the marker. Then on 4th down, they probably wouldn't have gotten it anyway, but the Browns do fumble the snap and the 49ers come away with the ball. On offense, another 3rd down, and this is just another solid play by Brock Purdy. We bring Demarcus Robinson in motion, and the Browns do have a guy traveling, but you'll see the linebackers bump over, indicating they're in zone coverage. With the single safety, this is cover 3 zone. We have Pearsall on a clearing route. Kittle will run a tree route where they want him to stem inside of Schlesinger, then have a 10-yard out route, and Brian Robinson on a release. The idea is to put a curl flat player in a vertical stretch. At the snap though, Purdy sees both the hook and curl flat gain depth, and he looks them off to Robinson with a head and shoulders fake. You see both guys attack Robinson, and it opens up Kittle for the big completion to set the 49ers up for their 2nd touchdown of the game that I talked about earlier. Then back on offense, we get a 3rd touchdown in the game. This is a nice job of scheming by Kyle. Cleveland is showing man coverage again, something they're very good at, but the late motion by Pearsall helps to create inside leverage for Jennings, and we're running a short dagger concept with Kittle on a curl through route and Jennings on a short dover. Purdy reads the man coverage and knows he wants Juwan pre-snap, and he does a good job of looking off Schlesinger as the underneath help defender, and it's on time, good base, strong throw for the touchdown. We then get a big sack on 4th and very long for another turnover on downs. Stefanski is expecting us to be in cover 4, and so they're looking at a far pylon route that would grab both quarter safeties, then run a dig into the void. However, we end up dropping in cover 3 buzz, and Jair Brown is in the perfect spot to take away the dig, and so Sanders has to hold the ball and we get the sack. That is a really well-timed call by Robert Saleh. In all, it was a strong win against a team that the 49ers should have beaten by multiple scores. The team is on a roll with 3 straight wins and heading into the bye week where they expect to get both Eddie Pinheiro and Yetur Gross-Matos back, with Bethune and Samoa more likely after the Titans game, which also should be a win. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to hit the notifications button to be alerted to when a video goes live and to catch every episode of the JFA podcast Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.